Such a great park. What park is that?
Fort Marcy Park, Santa Fe.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Petco, how they turned it into a 9-hole golf course.
Really?
Yeah, they just did it. Callaway Golf. Well, it's time. So excited about it. Really fired up about it. I'll start off with today. We did sign 2 players, and Chris Sodom and Isaiah Chandler. Gives us great depth in our front court with losing Tim Williams and Obach. So excited about that. Now, you guys know me and you hear me say it all the time. I don't get caught up in the stars and the recruiting, but those 2 kids are 4-star recruits. I think they fit a need for us. I thought my staff did an excellent job of recruiting them and getting them to believe in what we're trying to do here. And I think both of them will come in ready to play right away. Chris is kind of a unique individual because he's 7'3". He's 2 inches bigger than O. Can run really well for his size. He's got good touch, can make free throws. He is really, really long. He's going to cause problems defensively. Now, he has a ways to go offensively, but I think he's going to be a really, really good player here and have a great career, but gives us somebody that can anchor the defense. But I think he's also going to be an excellent offense player because he's so long around the rim on rebounds, catch and finishes. And the unique thing is he can make free throws. Isaiah, Native American kid, which is really, really good for us. I call him, they call him Pooh Bear. He is like a dancing bear. He's got great feet. He's nimble. He can run. For somebody that's 6'9", 260, 265, he's a unique individual as far as he can move. He's a low post threat. He's got great hands, but he's extended his range out to the three-point line, so that'll help us having 2 of these kids coming in. We're not done recruiting. I learned the hard way, which I've told you guys several times before. I learned the hard way a couple years ago. So we'll continue to recruit. We could have some other guys come in, but these 2 guys we're really excited about, and it really helps our program. Going on to the game, Idaho State, we played them 2 years ago. You're going to see a lot of zone. They got really good backcourt with Telfair and Luskonda. And then they have Joe Firstinger's teammate, Novak, the big Serbian kid in the center. So I've seen him play several times when he played with Joe. So they're a really good team. It's going to be a good challenge for us on opening night. Elijah Brown is back. We've had some other health issues as far as sickness, but I think everybody will be ready to go. At this time today, I haven't decided what I'm doing with my roster, so I think I have to be kind of transparent with you guys. There could be a red shirt. I could make a decision tomorrow, but I have not done that yet. So right now, I'm thinking about playing everybody. Tomorrow or Friday is going to be the Heroes Night, kind of like the football team had that we've had every year. We'll wear camouflage jerseys that will be red. For the first time that we've wore red at a home game with camouflage numbers. Chelsea's going to tweet that out because I don't have the jerseys in hand because they're being made as we speak. I kind of just okayed the design to get printed, so those are getting made. And then on Monday we have the N7 game. We're very fortunate to have the N7 game. We'll wear turquoise on Monday night. So those 2 games are big for us. The proceeds for Friday's game will go to the Wounded Warriors Project and also the Army ROTC here on campus that my son's involved with. So that'll be a good night for us and kind of remember people, men and women that have served for us and done a lot of great things for our freedom. So it's a unique situation for us that we can do. I think he's okay. I think he had enough time off that I think he's ready to go. He's had some good practices. He seems really healthy. So I think he's going to come back. I think the first 4 minutes will be interesting because he hasn't played in the exhibition games, but I think he's ready to go. I think he's healthy. I think he'll be a little winded because I think, anxious playing in the first game, hadn't played a lot, practiced I think this will be his 5th practice. So we'll see how he does today. And you guys are more than welcome to watch practice, the whole practice today. I got no problem with that. But we'll try to get him some work today, but I think he's in a good place.
Have you got the sense that he's trying to catch up in any way?
I think he's tried to catch up a little bit with workouts, but we kind of slowed him down. He did a lot of individual workouts before he was cleared to practice. Now we've kind of cut that back a little bit. He's just doing team practice. He might get some shots up after, but we've kind of restricted that a little bit.
Is part of his problem and part of his injury? I know it was he didn't rest it very much in the offseason. Is that part of kind of the problem with him? Is he's not basically following orders to
No, he follows orders. He's just wired differently. He thinks that if he's not in the gym, then somebody's getting ahead of him. He's wired a little bit different. I think he understands now. I think he's matured. I think he knows he has to take care of his body, which I think he's done a good job with. And, we need a healthy Elijah, and I think if he can stay healthy, we'll be in good shape.
It seems like he's kind of grasped that leadership role that maybe we were lacking last year.
Mm-hmm.
Do you sense that?
Well, I think he's tried. I think he's done a great job. I think him and Tim and O have helped the guys. I think a year of maturity's helped all of them. But I think they've done a good job. I think they're holding each other accountable. But we'll find out for real on Friday. The biggest thing for them is, they've had a lot of great personal accolades. Can they take their team to a different level? So it's kind of their team, their time. And I'm excited about that part of it for them.
Dean, okay?
Dane's a little under the weather. He won't practice today. He's had a lot of tests done, so we're just trying to take him day by day. So we'll see. Jordan Hunter missed practice on Monday. He had a little illness, so we're just trying to get our guys that got a little cold, sniffles, so we're just trying to keep them healthy.
Has Dean practiced since the game?
No.
What's the standard question of what do you want to see from you guys in this first game?
Well, I want to see if they're going to come out and guard. With their backcourt, they're explosive, so our guards are going to have to play really good defense. We're going to have to get better with our pick and roll defense. And then are we going to share the ball? Are we going to move the ball? Are we going to limit our turnovers? Those are the main things that I'm going to concentrate on in practice, and also the start of the season is going to be important for us. I think we'll be able to score. I think we got some low post threats. I think O's gotten better. Tim Williams is probably the best big man in the league. And I think Connor McDougal, he adds another dimension to us that we haven't had. It gives us a two-headed monster down low where they both can score it.
You guys could work on free throws after that Eastern game?
Yeah, we work on free throws every day. So I think that's, they got to continue to work on that. We'll continue to work on that. But, it's hard coaching because you can't shoot them for them. And they got to just relax and make the shot. And I think the more I make a big deal out of it, the more they get a little tighter.
Greg, how solid in your head, if at all, is the rotation?
I think I'm going to play 10, maybe 9. I think I'll play Xavier Adams kind of like I call him the Lobo, in that he can play all over the floor wherever I can use him. I'll use him. I think he'll play early in the games, early in the season, to give Tim a rest at that forward spot, just because I think he causes problems there. And I think I did that last year at the end of the year, and I thought he was very productive there. I'll play Jalen and Jordan at the point guard spot, depending on who's playing well. And then I got, I'm coming off the bench. I'll have, Damian. You got Dane. You got Ahir, Anthony Mathis. So you have some chances to play some different looks. It just depends. You could see Anthony Mathis in this game Friday just because of his perimeter shooting. But I'm not afraid to play any of them. It's just how am I going to get everybody in? So I could see maybe 10 playing like the pros do, where you sub for position. One guy in for another guy if he plays well. Not a really set rotation with 8 or 9, but, just kind of try to fill it out the first few games.
Coach, if it's not too private, what are you trying to do objectively? What are you trying to accomplish in your offensive scheme?
Well, I think the biggest thing is we got to play inside out first. I think with our inside presence, I think with our perimeter shooters and guys that can score, if we don't get the ball inside to kind of shrink the defense into the paint, that makes it very difficult for our perimeter game. So we'll play a lot of inside out. We'll still run the same things. We've tweaked a little bit of it. We've made it a little bit more simpler. But I'd really like to get good defensively, because when we're good defensively, it gets us out to easy baskets in transition, and that's one of the things we want to do.
Coach, since your first year, is this the most physical team you've had since?
Yeah, it'll be hard for me to ever have a team as physical as when I had Hugh and Alex and Cam, but this is probably the stronger. If you look at our team, I had several people come up to me after our first exhibition game, goes, "Man, your team's pretty strong, and they're athletic." So they have the capability talent-wise, but talent doesn't win games. They got to be able to execute and do things. But it starts on the defensive end for us. I mean, we've showed with the group I have coming back that we can score baskets. I mean, we were second in pace last year. I think we were second or third in scoring. So I think we can score the ball. We want to lead the league in free throw percentage again. We didn't show that our last game, but hopefully that'll come around. But you also had your best free throw shooter that didn't play, so and he gets fouled a lot. So I think we'll be all right that way.
Coach, Jalen Harris, he's probably the fastest guy we've had here. I don't know how many years, and I don't know how you got him out of North Carolina first of all, but what can you tell us more about him? Because are you happy so far in the first 2 games, what you've seen of him?
Yeah, I haven't decided who's going to start at that position. So I haven't decided that. I think Jalen is a unique point guard. I think he's an old school point guard in the sense that, he doesn't need to shoot, doesn't need touches. He runs the team. He's got great speed. He's not a bad defender. I was concerned about how he was going to be defensively, but with his quickness and his length, he's become a really good defender. He can push the ball. I think our guys haven't learned that if he gets it, they better go, because he'll get them opportunities. So I think that's a learning process for our guys. And I showed him on film the other day. I go, guys, you got to run with him, because if he can't run by himself. But he's a unique talent. We're very fortunate we were able to get him, and I think he's going to have a great career. But he's a unique talent.
You mentioned the Heroes Night, the N7 game. A little bit later, the non-conference is going to be the 50th anniversary game with Evan Christian. Are you going into this season? Is there going to be some more promotion of the 50th anniversary, or is it just sort of
more promotion about the 50th anniversary? You would think. I mean, it's probably the only building in our state, the only building in the nation, nationally, that people know about. So, hopefully there'll be some of that. I'm a little surprised, but that's not my. I'm not in charge of that. I'm only in charge of coaching.
Coach, when Jalen gets out, maybe he makes a steal and he's running, and everybody's in unison and with him, how good does your fast break look?
It's pretty good, because we can score it. I mean, we got guys that can run to the rim and catch. I think O's gotten better catching the ball. We've worked with that with him. But I think when you run, and if you can get the first big to run to the rim, it drags everybody with him. And with our perimeter shooters and guys that can make the play off the dribble, I think our fast break's pretty potent. And Jordan can do it too. I mean, Jordan's got to get out of the Jordan's such a Jordan says he's smooth. That's what he said, he was smooth. I just don't know if he's ever shifted it into 4th or 5th gear. So if Jordan's athletic enough, he just has to learn to kind of get out of his comfort level and push it, because he's definitely talented enough.
With the 9 to 10 man rotation you're talking about right now, how willing will you be to let certain players maybe play through mistakes or learn early in the season?
I will, but I don't want to go into the year, the first few games, and play Tim Williams and Elijah Brown 35, 36 minutes. I don't think that bodes well for us in February. And I think that hurt us last year in February. I think it, hurt us. We just weren't good enough the year before that. But, we went 6-1 in February, Cam's year, and I kind of grinded those guys out because I was a first-year coach and I was trying to get the most out of them. And my concern was that we weren't going to reach our potential. Fortunately, we played at a high level late. But I want to play those guys around 30 minutes. And then play some guys, but I'm gonna let them. The only thing that I won't let them play through is not getting back on defense and defensive mistakes, because there's going to be consequences to that this year.
Talked about Elijah Brown and Tim Williams and O, but Elijah and Tim, preseason teamers,
Right.
and they're taking leadership roles in different ways. I know Tim's a lot quieter. Are they putting pressure on themselves? Are they capable to carry the load of where this program you guys are hoping to bring it back to?
I think they're comfortable where they are. I think they're comfortable in their skin. I think Tim's done really good job. His quiet leadership is when he's talking to players individually or a group in a huddle. I think when he talks, kids listen. I think his teammates listen. I think he has valuable information to give kids on our team. Elijah's a little bit more vocal, a little bit more alpha dog. I hope they're not putting pressure on themselves, but by their performances last year and hopefully the start of this year, we won't see any signs of that. But hopefully they'll do well. But I think they like their team. I think they like their talent level, and I think they're excited to get going.
And I know the whole team has some good chemistry this year. You guys have talked about that. Do those two have a bond? I mean, they came in together.
Well, I think they got to watch us go through a tough year. And then having some injuries that year and then watching it, I think they realize, the reason why they came here is to compete for a championship. I just don't know, those two being first-year players last year, I don't know if they ever recovered from the San Diego State loss. When you're competing so hard and you're trying to get to a certain level and you want to win the league, I think, hopefully they'll be able to play through adversity this year when we don't play well. Years past, even my first year, there was games where we didn't play very well, but we were able to win because we were able to guard, and hopefully we'll be able to do that.
Coach, I don't want to run this into the ground, but are you so many words called an early offense running team this year as opposed to your other teams?
I think we won't do it as much as we did. I think on made baskets we'll try to get into an offense, take advantage of our weapons. I don't think we'll try to run out on makes. I think we'll really run hard in misses, try to run downhill in misses. But I think this team will try to do a little bit more after made baskets to get what we want and get post touches.
That's going to bring a lot of reaction out of a big crowd.
Yeah, especially if we can get some stops defensively.
Coach, you pressed after free throws against Eastern. Is that something that you like the way it looked?
Yeah, I think we got good length. I think, I don't know if anybody knows this, but we played 723 possessions of zone last year. My first year, we only played 209. So I think with the changing of the shot clock, giving people different looks after timeouts, giving people different looks after free throws, and we held people under, I think it was 0.86 of a possession in zone. I don't know if I want to play 700 possessions of it, but we weren't very good man-to-man last year. So I had to do whatever I could to hope that we could win and try to figure out how we could win. So, we'll do some of that. We'll use our length. We'll use our athleticism. We'll show some different looks, but, we're working pretty hard on all that, so hopefully it'll work out.
So did you say, I missed it the first, about the red shirting?
I haven't made a decision on that. There's
Do it before this next?
I'll have to.
Okay.
I can't put anybody in play. The only way I can do that is if I put anybody in play and somebody gets hurt, before the 9th game, then I can make that decision. But right now I don't have anybody that's hurt to do that.
You guys good?
Everybody good? Thanks. Appreciate it.